Hello friends, R.P. Srivastav here with a new topic in economics. Today I am going to give my fourth lecture in research methodology. The topic will be Introduction to Positivist, Interpretive and Critical Theory of Research Methodology. As we proceed in discussing research methodology, this is very much desired that we have to know the different paradigms of research methodology. It means we have to know that what are the philosophical connotation involved in discussing research methodology. So let us discuss this. This slide entitled Introduction discuss about the different paradigms of research methodology. There are three commonly known philosophical paradigms in research, that is positivism, interpretivism and critical theory of research. The chosen paradigm should guide research methods and analysis, and here we find the need to have the understanding of different paradigms of research. It is important to have an understanding of the common philosophical paradigms, their origin and principles, in order to first decide which is appropriate to the context of the research, and second, uniform design, methodology and analysis, and lastly, being able to justify the decisions to adopt or reject a particular philosophy should form the basis of academic research. So, here I want to say that before proceeding deep in details of academic research, there is the need to have the understanding of the paradigms on the basis of which we are going further in the process of research, because understanding of the paradigms or selection of the paradigms desired for choosing the right approach, method and design for research methodology. In this slide I am going to discuss types of reasoning, and there are two types of reasoning, that is inductive and deductive. For well understanding of the paradigms of research methodology, basic understanding of types of reasoning is desired, and this is the basic idea about inductive and deductive analysis that is needed to further understanding of the paradigms involved in research methodology. There are two main types of reasoning, inductive and deductive. Other paradigms such as realism, also referred to retroductive reasoning, is also there. So apart from inductive and deductive that is often comes in discussion, there is another type of reasoning, that is retroductive reasoning, in course of discussing research paradigm. Let us first know briefly about inductive method of reasoning. Inductive reasoning starts with observation, experimentation and measures, generalization and finding patterns in data, and then theory development to describe the situation. In brief, we can say that in induction we move from individual to general. Having a basic idea about an individual, we comes for generalization in inductive reasoning. As far as deductive reasoning is concerned, deductive reasoning follows the reverse process. it is quite reverse of induction. Here, find a theory, make predictions, hypothesis based on this, and then observe, experiment, and measure to prove or disprove. So here we start from reverse, from general to individual. So while induction leads us from individual to general, while deduction leads us from general to individual. The paradigms for discussion here is positivism. It is commonly associated with experiments and qualitative research. In fact, positivism is considered a form of progression of empiricism. So, when we come forward in the way of empiricism, we reach to the idea of positivism. And the term positivism was first suggested by Auguste Comte in 19th century. Ontologically, positivist researchers believe that truth are facts that can be proven or disproven. Reality is not different from each person and observation, and measures tells us what this reality is. So, in positivism paradigm, it suggests four key characteristics of this paradigm, that is positivism. Here name comes of Diamond, who suggested these 4 points. First, phenomenalism. Only knowledge confirmed by the science can genuinely be warranted as knowledge. Second, it is deductive. The purpose of theory is to generate hypotheses, and that can be tested for laws to be proven or disproven. Objectivity. Science must be conducted in a way that is value free. So, in positivism, all the discussion is free from value aspect, and inductivism, knowledge is gained through gathering of facts, provide that the basis for laws. This is all about positivism. Precisely, we can say that positivists try to justify the principle of induction by invoking the concept of pure observation. According to them, theories are arrived at on the basis of principle of induction. If we can show the theories are very closely related to pure observation, the principle of induction stands rationally justified. Positivists try to work out a whole project to demonstrate a rational justification of the principle of induction on these lines. Let us discuss the interpretive theory of research methodology under this slide entitled Interpretivism. Interpretivism urges that truth and knowledge is subjective, culturally and historically situated based on lived experiences and understanding of them. A researcher can never be completely separate from their own values and beliefs, and their will inevitably inform the way in which data is collected, interpreted, and analyzed. Here we find quite contrary in comparison of positivism, where the discussion is completely value free. Here value aspect is involved. Interpretivism takes a relativist ontological perspective. A relativist suggests that a reality is only knowable through socially constructed meanings, that there is no single reality. This reflects the proposition that there are multiple realities because of individual constructed perceptions of them. Here, this theory proposes that the individual who is concerned with research involves with his own value during the course of research, and so the reality differs from person to person. Here, positivists and interpretivists are quite on the different parts of their understanding of research methodology. Last theory under discussion here is critical theory. Critical theory seeks to challenge worldviews and the underlying power structures that create them. It claims critical theorists today must look backward to move forward. It is in this way that critical theorists take a historical perspective to ontology. Critical theorists acknowledge that the evolution of society was making it increasingly complex and therefore increasingly more difficult to investigate. The name of critical theory originated in the Frankfurt School in 1937, developed in between World War I and World War II, intending to challenge the perceived oppression and inequality in westernized society. Critical theorists value modified subjectivity, that the researcher and society are influenced by their own perceptions and experiences, but that these are manipulated by power structure, that is culture, politics, race, gender, class and the mass media. So, here critical theory suggests that there is the impact of all sociological perspectives and power structure in theorizing the research. Critical theory proposes that the object of study and subject of study are inextricably linked and that the researcher is always part of the object of inquiry. So, here critical theory is a move forward having the scope for inclusion of different aspects and power structure in course of research that is very much part of the social issue. Conclusively, we can say that there is explicit justification for the methods chosen and the purpose of the research. So, which method and which paradigms is selected for research have its own justification by selection of method of research and different aspects involved in research methodology. Decide upon underpinning philosophy. Consider the points as illustrated below to guide our research and decisions thereupon. First, rational endpoint to be achieved. In case of selecting or in course of selecting the philosophical aspect of research methodology, always having in our mind that it must be rational and what are the points on which we try to reach or the conclusions we want to achieve. Second, paradigms explicit about why they are suitable, the rational design methods and measures. So, understanding of different theories starting from positivist, interpretive and critical and much before empiricists all are needed to proper selection of research methodology, rationality involved, and the result where we want results which we want to achieve. In this lecture, I have tried my best to interpret about the different philosophical paradigms of research methodology. Here I have discussed positivist, interpretive and critical theory of research methodology. That is all about this. Thanks.